friends, welcome to Creating with Jovi and the second video in my craft room setup and organization. Today I'm going to share with you a couple of things that I purchased to help get this room organized and functional so that I can grab the stuff that I need easily, right? So I'm going to show you what I bought and I'm going to show you how I am using it. Okay, my friends? Well, I really appreciate you being here and spending some time with me today. We're going to do an unboxing of some organization items. And along with unboxing these boxes, we're going to see if we think they're going to work for me. I sure hope so. I've ordered a pack of 6 boxes and they come with tops. And I got boxes with tops so that I could stack them. All right, so here's the boxes. Now, I will say they are very, very sturdy, so I really like that. Here is one of the tops. They do have these latches, so they will snap shut and stay closed. I'll be sure to put the Amazon link for these in my description box below. So let's see how papers are going to work in here, if they're going to fit, which papers will fit, if my big giant music papers will, or if this is going to be for cardstock. I'm going to go grab some stuff. All right, this is 8.5 by 11 cardstock, and you can see there is plenty of room. The sides fit fine. There's probably 1/2 inch left here, and this way it fits fine, and there's a little bit more than 1 inch. I'd say there's 1.25 inches here, maybe 1.5 inches. So that's going to be fantastic. My crafty space is completely different in this house, so I'm really having to build from the ground up. So we're going to give this a try, and I'm thinking with these boxes, I'm definitely going to put my cardstock in here. It's so great that these have lids so that I can go ahead and stack the boxes. And I think how I'll divide them is like dark ones together. So we've got black, a darker gray, and then a lighter gray. All of these are going to go in here. This scrap just sort of popped out of somewhere. I'm going to put this in with my scraps because I'd like the cardstock in these bins, these boxes, to be full pages. I feel like next up should be brown, and I have some folders. I don't know if these folders are going to fit in the box, but let me check it out. So I have these divided. We've got brown on one side and kind of this coral on the other. I might even take this out and put something more neutral, like for example, take this out and then put this like a parchment color, and I think that would be good. Either that or this gold. Maybe the gold. Yeah, let's do the gold. So we'll have brown and gold, and then let's just see if it fits in. Oh, it does. If I want to, I can even cut this little tab off. I don't really need it, but we'll leave it for now because it bends perfectly fine. But that way, if I know I'm looking for black, I can just sort of lift this out of here and then get the gray out of the way and grab the black. I need to make it as simple for myself as possible so that my new systems work for me. Now we still have enough room to add more. In here we've got the parchment color. I think that's good. So this is like all neutrals. And then what might I put here? Let me have a look. Okay, I don't have any what I would consider to be neutrals left. So here's what I think we'll do. Take this out and we will do just a little quick switcheroo. So we've got black, and that's fine because all the black can sit in the bottom of the bin here. But then I'm thinking, let's get some of these grays into these folders. I've got dark gray and I have light gray. So I'll just go ahead and pop these in. I've got the dark on one side and the light on the other, and then that can go in here. And then we've got the brown and the gold. And I could take the gold out and put this in an orange and just put the neutral in here. What do you guys think? Maybe that's a better bet. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's say that this is all we're going to put in this one. Well, at some point in time, the colors might change. You know, I have 2 big things of black in there. Once I go through those papers, then maybe blue ends up in that one and things are more equally divided. So this will be a little bit of an experiment. You know, our craft rooms are constantly transitioning, right? and I would, expect that to continue to happen in the future. All right, so I have all my blues here in this folder. Let's see. Oh, that fits in there great. Hopefully you can see it. But, I mean, this is like leaned up a little bit, but I don't care. This folder's so old, it honestly, it doesn't matter. So if we build from dark up to the top, that will help my memory to know if I need to get to something. It'll go from lighter to darker. I had already put green in this folder here. I've got a couple of different shades of green in this pocket, and I have a couple of different shades of green in this pocket, but I can just grab all the greens, bring them out, grab what I need, and then just pop it back in there. Now let's see, does this fit okay? The folder's a little bit big, isn't it? But you know what? I think it's okay. There's a little bit of a buckle, but I don't think it's buckling the paper. So I'm not really worried about, the folder buckling. As long as the paper's not buckling, I don't really care about the folder. All right, we're gonna try that. And what did we have next? Then we had purple. Part of me wonders, should the purple go closer to the blue? But I think we'll leave the purple here like this. And then we have pink, all different shades of pinks. Pinks and reds are combined. So let's say that those go here. And then if this is starting to get a little bit full, and it is, and that's okay, we have room here, and I could go ahead and do the gold, orange, and yellow over here, since we have like this white parchment. This is kind of coral, so it's a little bit weird, but it's still in the orange family, so I think that's what we'll go ahead and do. And I have this orange folder that is great because I can look through the box, because it's somewhat translucent. I can look through, see that I have an orange binder, and that'll help me to know that I've got oranges and yellows in this one. And then part of me wonders, I only have one gold sheet. So I'm actually, is it one or two? I've got two gold sheets. I need to get some more apparently, but I'm not buying any new paper till I go through what I've got. Well, at least till I go through more of what I've got. So I'll put that there because I can see that there's yellow underneath it right there. And we're gonna pop that in here, and we're gonna put a top on it. And then let's see how they snap. So it snaps down, it snaps nicely, and then I can see right through it. So I know what I've got in there. Let's go ahead and snap this one closed. And then I can see what I've got in here too. I see blue, green, red, and pink. They fit beautifully in my cabinet. We're going to go ahead and unbox a couple of things that I ordered from Amazon. And if you like these, I'll make sure I put the link in my description box. One of the things that I ordered was a stack of 30 of these very cool envelopes. They have Velcro. They will go right into a 3-ring binder. And I got these for my large pieces of ephemera, whether it's new or old. But for an example, I know I could put this in a page sleeve because I have those too, like a full sleeve protector, but I just wanted to use this picture as an example. But I'm thinking even big pieces of like scrapbook paper that I've cut, but I haven't used the whole piece of paper. I think that this would work out, these envelopes would work out really great. And I love that they go inside of binders. And actually, the little Velcros are in different, they're like staggered. Let me make sure I've got this right. Okay, yeah. So they're staggered, which I don't know if that's important or not, but it could be. It's just too soon for me to know. One of the things that I use are these baseball card sleeves, and I want to show you how I use them. I have this purple folder, and actually I'm getting ready to switch this out. I just ordered some matching binders for my new creative space, and I ordered pastels. So all of these are going to go in my pastel binder. But I wanted to show you that this is an ATC binder. and I'm hoping you can see them, but they fit perfectly in these baseball card sleeves. I have them organized by birth month, and so on the back I can just take this, flip the page, see everybody whose birthday is in May, and then this one would be June. And if I get too much of one month, then obviously it would be more than one page. So this is one of the ways that I use baseball card sleeves. Another thing I got are 2-inch 3-ring binders, all in pastels. Can't wait to show you. To be honest with you, I was gonna go all white because the white was a little bit less expensive. But then I saw these and I loved them. And then also I received a very happy, generous Happy Mail. And one of my subbies generously sent me a donation to use to help to set up my craft room. And so I splurged and I got these beautiful pastel 2-inch binders. Look, pink, oh my gosh. And I couldn't decide between the pink and the pastel, but I thought it would be really nice actually to have the pastel. And so I'm super, super happy with them. So we have a beautiful green here. It's a nice, very just light, fresh green. We have a nice sky blue. We have this one, which is a little bit of a darker green, but it's not dark by any stretch. It's more of a sage. And then we have this, which is like lavender, of course. And then we have pink. And then we have more of a baby blue. And I love them. And I actually ordered 2 sets, and that's gonna really help me get organized. All right, my friends, this is my new ATC binder. These binders are so beautiful. This one is a blue one. You can see that I went ahead and I put all of my ATCs in here, the same order as I had them in the purple folder, although there's much more room in here. And then in the back, I just put in the sleeve my information pieces that I use for my ATCs and my mem decks. I'll be switching this binder out as well, but I wanted to share with you, this is another way that I use these sleeves. They are fantastic for holding my ephemera. So you can see vintage playing cards in here. You can see a little tag. There are more cards. There's some stickers. And the way that I remember what's in which one is that I do them alphabetically. Now these are big photo sleeves, so ignore those for now. And then this is also like a half-page photo sleeve. So I have a couple of those in there for big pieces that you know, they won't fit in the baseball card sleeve. And then this is a full page sleeve for even larger things. So let's get beyond those. I'll show you more than these. I promise I keep more than just playing cards in them. Over here I'm in the M section, and so I have these 2 Memdex cards. They are blanks, but they have they open up like this, and so this was able to fit inside of the pocket. The other part was too wide, but it fits like that, so that's perfectly fine. I have vintage matchbooks in here. This is a patch, M for mouse. And so my friends, that's another way that I use them. And friends, here are my gorgeous new notebooks, all full of ephemera. Get a little closer and you can see I alphabetized them, A through D, E through G, H through O. P is full of vintage people. A few other things too. There's princess in there, but it's mostly vintage people. Then we have Q through T, U through Z, and then this is a full vintage notebook here on the very end. Well, not the very end, but almost the end. So my friends, I have a ton of vintage ephemera and I need to start using it. And I am going to create some authentic 100% vintage journals. I'm planning on doing that. But in the meantime, I was trying to troubleshoot in my brain. I have all my vintage stuff like separate from my non-vintage. I mean, there's probably a few vintage pieces over in my regular stuff, but I do like to keep it separate. Well, because I like to hoard it and I need to stop doing that. So I was laying in bed and I was thinking to myself, you know, I've got to use all these photos. I got to use all this stuff. How can I do it? And then I was thinking, oh, hold on a second. I got these baseball card sleeves. And I realized, let's go ahead and get some of this vintage ephemera into the sleeves. You know, it's no different than the non-vintage. Now, these are a little bit big. So for now, I'm going to pop these in here. I ordered some binders. They're coming in. I ordered 12 of them. 2 sets of pastel binders. I've got tons of old photos and old mini postcards and stuff like that. And I think this is going to really help me to be able to see what I have. Because, you know, if your stuff's in a pile, it is hard to see. You guys know what I'm talking about. And if it's hard to see it, or it's hard to get to it, it's really hard to use it. But look, this is going to be fantastic. So I'm going to flip it over, and I will put some on the opposite side. So when I flip through the binder, I can see, you know, that there's something on both sides, and I can go ahead and make my choices. So I figured I'd take a little bit of time and do this. When I get my binders in, I can do a quick flip through of all these vintage photos. How does that sound, my friends? Just to share an example of what I've got in here, this is a small graduation certificate from 1931. I could turn that into a journal. In here, I've got these pockets here, and I have gorgeous vintage photos. I also have cabinet cards in here. These are cabinet cards. They're very thick and very firm. And so I have these actually in clear sleeves. I have more of them here, and more photos. And then this is a very large cabinet card that I've got in there. And then we've got some vintage ephemera, a variety of different things that I have, letters. It's going to make it so much easier for me to say, hey, I need something vintage, let me go grab it, instead of having to dig through boxes of stuff. That's not even fun. I also ordered these sleeves here. They came in pastels. They actually match the notebooks. And so I've got those in here, as well as the ones that I showed you earlier that are Velcro. That's a yearbook, actually, from 1952. I wanted to show you that I picked up these stackable wine bottle holders, but I'm not going to use them for wine. Can't wait to show you what I'm doing with these. Friends, I will no longer have to wait for the glue to get to the tip. I absolutely love this idea, and I am just thrilled to have these. Friends, I purchased this super pretty contact paper from Dollar Tree. Put it on these shelves. I've put it in these drawers just to help protect the new furniture. Also got this 2-pack of containers, and it was 2 for $1.50, I believe, and they actually fit perfectly in the drawers. I have put the bins in this drawer. I've got 2 of them in there, and you can see that they are holding my ink pads and also the daubers. On the other side of the desk, they are holding my scissors and sharp tools, and this one is holding my new mini stapler that Bex got me. Thank you, Bex. Friends, another new addition to this room is this holder for my ribbon. Now, I want to be honest with you, this was not originally a holder for ribbon. This is actually something that you would order to organize your electronic wires and chargers and perhaps batteries and things like that, like when you have a camera. It used to be Brandon's, my son Brandon, and he moved out and left it. And so I thought, you know, I wonder if I could put my ribbon on there. And I actually got so much ribbon on there. I'm showing it to you from the side. So you can see that most of these are 2 ribbons deep, but some are 3. So isn't that great? Anyways, I figured I'd show that to you. Well, my friends, this is going to be it for today's organization video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. See you soon.